Hey everybody, Platypus Slayer here, bringing you another exciting 2v2. This one was recommended to us by Canadian and Elmo. I don't know if you guys remember them. They played a 2v2 quite a few months ago. A really intense, a really good one, and uh, they really enjoyed the cast that we did, and they submitted their own one. So now we get to watch these guys, kind of be on the losing end the last time. Hopefully they'll pull through. They said this was a very interesting game, but they gave us no guarantee how it would end, other than it was very interesting. And I'm joined here today by Mr. McCleves. McCleves, how are you doing today?
Very, very good. I'm finally playing Age of Empires again, so yeah, this is really exciting. Really happy to cast again. I always enjoyed it when I left the game for a while. And Canadian and Elmo are like a really good team together. They play a lot together, and they're very experienced. And usually their games are pretty exciting, to be honest.
Awesome. And getting into this, like Cal Enjoyer is a very high rated. I actually played this person the other day. He's extremely high rated, and he plays with randoms. So like that Cal Enjoyer.
Oh,
I mean, I believe he's top
yeah.
150, if not top 100 player. So this guy is an absolute beast. I'm unfamiliar with the U.S. player, but again, these are good
It's
players.
hard to keep track of those Chinese characters,
Oh,
you know.
wait,
It's
what's
just
going?
oops. Oh yeah. Uh oh.
Oh no,
It looks like he's AFK.
Elmo. Elmo's off in Elmo's world. That's kind of an American reference there, but
Yeah.
he's off in Elmo's world. No way. Does he?
Oh
Oh,
my goodness. He's just out of here. What did they send us?
oh no. Okay, this is going to be a crazy game because get Ottoman right now, probably one of the premier civs in the entire game. It does have one bonus, and then it trains automatically.
Yeah.
So if you're gonna AFK with the Civ, people say you can AFK with auto often anyways, right? But wow, that's rough. That's a rough start. Uh,
Imagine like finding this out after like 1 minute. I mean,
right? Like looking.
and like imagine being Elmo and like coming back at your screen and then suddenly a game has started while you were like I don't know at the phone or whatever.
At,
And then, oh, there he is.
right.
The panic, the sheer panic, you know.
Oh my God. Right. Like that if they were in voice chat together, they're even though Canadians are known for their politeness, there was probably some swear words coming through,
Yeah.
like "get your butt back into the game." So, okay. So normally I would look at these and say, all right, you've got Japan and Auto on one side. This map, I don't know if you played it yet. This map is chaos and in the most positive way. I really like this map.
Oh yes, Canadian Lakes. Yeah.
There's res everywhere, but they're scattered. So this isn't necessarily a turtle map. The midline trade is very important, but it's far away from everyone. There's really only one, two, so to speak, safe, and even then, it's a good distance from the TC, right? So this map promotes just a lot of raiding. Cavalry is very effective, I think, on this map. But with the good treasures,
Yes.
good amount of resources, there's just so many strategies.
Yeah,
That
and
being
also with
said,
these ice, these ice patches that just block walling and then make infrastructure a little bit harder. That, as you say, that makes raiding really dangerous on this map. And I will say, like when Knights of the Mediterranean came out, a lot of the maps were a little bit gimmicky, but this one is really good.
it is. Vivid, if you listen to us, just the map pool lately has been really fun. So looking at these decks,
Oh
very
yes.
standard. We do have the new Shrine Rickshaw card in for Japan, right? It's almost like the Four Torps for Sweden, right? Very good one. United States. I'm not a United States main, so I do apologize in advance if I messed anything up. But this looks like a very standard USA deck that's trying to get to age two to three, right? Like it doesn't want to stay in
H3,
age
yeah,
two
yeah.
very long.
It
Um,
does have the Louisiana purchase, but I always question whether that's worth it for two players. For three, it sure is, but interesting card.
yep.
And also the Nox, I think it's Nox. No, it's like this fourth card, which stands for or something. But it's an H4 card, but it has interesting effects, and he does have advanced fortifications as well. So he might actually go in there. I can't see what that second card is. Nox, oh, this is the artillery training.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what he might be doing? There is a way with the United States, and I'm not familiar with it, for them to get free
Oh,
batches out of their forts. So perhaps he's trying to do that, but looking into this right now, you've got the Minutemen pop coming out, kind of a lot of treasure creeping. Japan's kind of a slow sliv. Auto is known for its tempo, but a minute and a half in, that tempo is gone.
Yeah,
So
this
Ottoman's,
AFK part is just hurting him, and he didn't get any food. He's aging like, really late for an Ottoman player.
yeah, age
Yeah.
one,
Well, we know why,
450. Yeah.
but
Oh man, this is rough. So looking at Japan, it looks like they're preparing. I mean, they're still doing standard Japan opening. You got the Portuguese consulate,
yes,
Sugar Shrine. Um, Ottoman looks like they're
with a
trying to
lot
get.
of mooses.
Yeah, he's trying to get this trade line over here. Maybe get stagecoach. He does not have Silk Road or capitalism, so he
Well, this
is.
is the second trade post he takes already, so I'm assuming he kind of counts on getting shipments in fast to make up a little bit for the time he lost.
Yeah. Interestingly enough, Cal Enjoyer not opting to get a trade post with Spain, so um,
Yeah.
it's a little bit different.
Even though it's just in base.
Ooh, stealing a treasure here from Cal Enjoyer.
Okay. Okay.
B1,
Yeah,
B2.
it's an easy steal.
Good name on the Explorers. And it looks like the Minutemen are poking around. And yeah, I mean, if you're Spain and the United States, you're very strong in Age 3, both these civs. So with all the tempo loss from Ottoman being AFK, this is a great time. Like if you're Cal Enjoyer and these like Japanese symbols, you got to be feeling good. Yep, and looks at that. Already, wow, look at the res. Cow Enjoyer.
Yeah, but this is not an engagement you want to take.
No.
He does run. These aren't Marines though, so no XP for Japan.
Here comes the Age 3, probably with, the Bishop. So pretty greedy from Cow Enjoyer. It looks like he's settling in for a long game. Especially with his resources, you might see an FI from Cow Enjoyer.
Well, he doesn't know, of course, that the Ottoman player is a little bit delayed, so he might have spotted the late age up, but I don't think you necessarily suspect this, and then it's if you do, like you instantly go for a rush, but if you don't, it makes sense to prepare for a bit of a longer game, especially in a team game.
If you see Ottoman aging up late, typically that means that they've lost tempo, and again, Ottoman absolutely just cracked Civ right now, but they need the tempo. They need to keep the momentum going. Their economy is not inherently able to produce all these very gold-intensive units. So,
and you got to say that Spain has a very good options in longer games nowadays, with especially with the Haciendas and Marvelous Year.
And we are seeing some of my favorite Ottoman units. The always snazzy dressed, the Humbaraci. Now, Humbaraci, of course, with Obis being just busted, you don't see these units as much, but I mean, these are how, in my opinion, the best Grenadier style units in the game. They're fast, they're able to nuke buildings, they actually beat artillery very effectively.
And that's the main part, I would say. And the hand damage is pretty good too.
Yep, they can kind of kite against heavy infantry, right? That's always been a weakness of Grenadiers, is that they can't really kite against their supposed counter, and they don't do enough raw DPS. So he's getting the Tsubishi card, I believe. So that'll give 20%. Now he's mixing in Obis. So Ottoman's starting to wake up here, but again, Spain's already passed him. Vet Musketeer coming in. Second Town Center. We may see Marvelous Year.
And USA is H3 as well.
Mm-hmm.
There comes...
Spanish Gold. Oh, wow. Cal Enjoyers. He's an enjoyer of peace. That's what he is. He's ready for a long game.
Is this secret Dynamite?
Yeah.
Because of the name.
The only reason I know it's not Dynamite is there's no livestock pen.
Oh right. Kentucky Goldfields. That's one of these cards that I really like. It is like a lot of coin that you get, and it gathers pretty quickly. So it's an interesting, probably underrated card.
It is, it looks like Rolling Artillery, the USA signature card, is coming in now, but those Humbaraci will actually do okay into it. USA got a town center probably from its state capital. Yep, it's got sharpshooters out, a very interesting unit from the United States. Again, Gatlings have kind of overshadowed a lot of USA skirm options as of recently, but
this one is pretty strong though. And look at that range.
Extra.
And a very high multiplier. Very, very high multiplier.
Yep. Very solid units. So,
does he have does he have the Springfield Armory and counter rifle? Yeah, he doesn't. He didn't send it yet, so he doesn't have counter rifling in, and this is already 2.5. Just
Yep, very strong units.
very
Often
yeah.
underutilized by United States player. Looks like Spain's
Oh,
getting
yeah.
its musketeers out. So it looks like this is going to be kind of an infantry boom play. Elmo probably using the 700 food to try to get up. He has somewhere floating around here. Yep. And there it is, the Obus Gunner, the Destroyer of Dreams, and the Deleter of Infantry.
Now the thing with Humbaraci is that they can actually be picked off by scrims quite effectively, just because
Correct.
of how low their range resistance is compared to normal grenadiers, and
Yep.
also the HP in general. So this is a problem. I'm not sure how they're going to deal with them if USA really starts making more of these scrims.
Right. Or even, the Gatling guns, because Humbaraci do
Oof.
good against cannons, but it's almost like a Marine thing where they kind of counter each other. It's a
Yeah,
good thing in mass, but so are Gatling guns in mass.
and
Wow.
this is a lot of Gatling guns. So yeah, I would say that Cowen's and his mate really have to push in right now. They've got a very significant army, and there we go, there we go. But this is buying time, I
Hmm.
suppose. This is buying time for blue.
Well, and Japan should be almost. I mean, look at that shrine pop, right? And flaming arrows are coming out. And these things do beat Gatlings pretty handedly. Um, of course, there's kiting and back and forth that has to go on, so it's not like necessarily a right click, but and he gets,
Oh,
but
but
still
he's not
this,
going to get it.
no,
He's not going to get it.
gets some chip damage,
And
I guess.
he did ship the flaming arrow, so or did you just?
He did ship
I
them.
think I'm repeating stuff. But yeah, those will be very handy against Gatlings.
Whoa, we're about to see Gren on Gren action here.
What's going on here?
What is Cow? This is a fun one already. Oh, okay. This is not your standard 2v2 comps, I think, that's going on. And it looks like Elmo's saying, hey, he's already got him staggered.
Yeah, he's on stagger mode.
He's probably saying, like, hey, we can fight this. Don't worry about it. And as, let's see.
Pretty.
Canadian. He's getting
I was pretty
Naginatas
sure that
out.
they scouted the Gatlings there.
Yeah. Age 3 Ashigaru uniform. I know this is the Civ that you hate the most, McCleves, but you gotta admit that is a pretty snazzy unit model.
Oh, I'm not a fan. Sorry.
Consistent. All right.
It's just have to.
And so yeah, this is right here. We're about to see. Oh, look!
Uh
Look how bunched up the Gats are.
oh. This. Wow, and he just completely throws them away here. What? What a
Chad
boon for Ottomans.
Barachi. Look at that. The
Look
power
at
of
this.
mustaches. Absolutely nuked that comp, and that just went from probably was about to be a one-sided wipe to, I mean, again, Otto's age. These are age 2 Humbaraci.
This is really amazing.
All right, Elmo's saying, hey, I scouted this up here. It's only got 169.
And,
Remember to repair
yeah,
your
no,
buildings, folks.
they're running back with the tail between the legs.
Yeah. Now again, the Ottoman eco, very weak, but United States is kind of a weird civ too, where its economy can fall flat. Maybe not too flat, because we got sharpshooters coming, and here goes that blockhouse is not
Yeah,
long
that's
for this
gone.
world.
What about Minutemen though? That could be a danger.
It could be. Minutemen do extra damage to siege units, of which the Humbaraci is.
There's just quite a lot of siege units there.
So I think he's just going to lose this TC. I think Cow Enjoyer and this guy are just content to kind of sit back and say, hey, Cow Enjoyer clicking up to 4 with the Engineer for Phelps.
I can see why. Yeah, he's going H4 while Ottomans is still H2, so there is still potential to come back from this. This is not the end of the world.
No.
So it's very annoying. It's really set them back a lot.
I think it did. United States overgathered here
Especially
on
losing
food.
those. Yeah, especially losing those captains. Just losing the army was probably the biggest deal, more so than
Something
the
else too,
TC.
they're not coordinated. Right?
Yeah.
Red's down here, and up here is Spain. And this is something it's very frustrating, very hard to do sometimes, but yeah, you want to fight together. Like Elmo and Canadian are doing here, right? Like staying
Yeah.
together, using each other's strengths, right? Because 2v1, usually, unless it's an incredible skill gap, is just going to win.
And on the other end, if you lose too much eco on which is not really a Japan problem, but if you lose too much eco by being 2v1 while one of the other opponents
Wake up,
is
America.
actually in your base,
Wake up! Oh,
ooh. Those Nagi are going to be nasty. Oh no, he needs to. And I can see what happened here. We tried to select the villagers, and then the units were in the way,
right.
and it's just.
And USA has to do a full retreat here. He's on 37 bills. Elmo's on 34, despite being AFK. 40, and of course 43 plus, almost full torp eco by Japan.
Well, he might have been AFK, but he didn't lose any villagers spawning, So
exactly. Ottoman really is a very hard civ to throw with sometimes. But I mean, he's doing everything he should. He's off meta. He's got the siege composition.
Oh, yes.
I mean, this is incredible. The Humbaraci, the elite ones, should be coming in here now for Elmo. Or not.
Yeah, and the USA is just going to lose this other town center, and this is going to be, this is going to be slowing him down a lot. Does he have the wood to actually get one back up?
He has the food, or he did. Yeah, he's overgathering on food.
This is a lot of food.
And this is a mistake that I think a lot of us make, myself included sometimes, is to remember if you're overgathered, like maybe just because I play Age of Empires 2, but I swear Age of Empires 3 are like hardcore primitive communists, and that they despise the market trade of any sort of resources at most elos. And it's true. If you're in a situation like this, just swap it out, get the wood, put a town center down.
Why does this market have 20% siege resistance? What is this?
It probably came from a wagon, and that's a leftover. I think that's actually a base thing that all builders have.
Oh, that's how it works, yeah. I've seen this a lot with USA, and it's really confusing.
Yep. Oh, wow. We've got a fight on two fronts.
Wait, this is Spanish for it, then?
Yes.
But it also has 20% siege resistance.
So, is Spain trying to revolt or something? It's kind of odd, Spain, they have not been able to respond to this pressure, I think, adequately. I mean, they're able to defend their base, but I mean, look at Red. Red.
He isn't macro for the wood though, but Red needs to be. He probably should feed Red a little bit if he can to get him back in the game as soon as possible.
Exactly. It looks like USA is just going to chop out the wood, and again, I know markets are a bit less.
Look at the range on these.
Well, he got the mortar card in.
Siege range.
Yep.
Yeah, he did, and
he can get this too.
Oh my goodness, this is.
Yeah.
This looks very strong, but then again, remember there's like no cavalry on the other side.
Yeah, I mean they have some Naginatas.
They have a lot of Ashi by now, but still, like
no Colves
when there wasn't.
Yeah, those Falcons.
And the Japan mess by now is just huge.
Yeah. Japan's full shrine boomed. What is Spain gonna do? I guess guard Musketeer, but
although Spain's score just matches Japan's, no problem. So his eco is fine, but they need to hold.
No, but I think USA being basically complete. Ooh, there's the game ender.
Uh-oh.
There's the game ender right there.
I don't see a way back now. The wood being, crucial to him coming back, and he really needs that TC. And
overgathered. I think
didn't build it. He's got so much resources.
Yeah, I think USA is overstimulated.
It almost looks like it's almost looking like he's AFK now.
Yeah. I think he's overstimulated.
Yeah.
It just happens. Sometimes your brain gets overwhelmed. Like, okay, do a revolt.
Yeah.
Do it. Do it. Come on. Maybe not. Cow Enjoyer, playing a little bit differently, but yeah, Spanish revolt.
What should he revolt them to?
Chile. I'd probably, or not even Chile. What's the Argentina?
With the Grenadier?
Yeah.
Kind of, I don't know. Against this? I mean, he needs Skirm, so.
But look, there's nothing that would mess with Goon except for a few Ashies. He's got 43.
True.
But he's going to ship Colves and try to hold out. And I mean, dude, Canadian Elmo coordinated really well. This is an example of like team coordination.
Oh, yeah.
Why not to give up? I mean, I would have been tempted. And wow, there we go. USA calls it. Cow Enjoyer calls it as well, and the
And
GG.
there we go. Wow, that what a what a unit.
Right? That was a really good game. That was clever. Definitely from Elmo and Canadian. I love Humbaraci. Said I even have like a rush thing for them. I think they're criminally underused, and it's because again these obus are just so silly. But mixing these things in, especially in team games, I mean they're 4.5 speed. They get the mortar attack. They're range 16, so they'll even trade with some of your lower tier skirms. They have the
Oh
siege
yes,
damage. They have the siege
especially with the
resist.
siege damage. Yeah.
They're a fantastic unit that I think because the obus is just so good at what
And
it does.
4.5 speed is just really good, you know, and all the cards that Ottomans have for them,
Hmm.
it's just very good synergy with the Civ.
It is, I mean, like the problem is like in 1v1 you're just better off going Obus Jan, Obus Cav
Oh
Archer.
yeah.
I mean, because it's S tier. But we got to see something creative there. Again, I think the United States player just got a little bit overwhelmed. He's got the res stacked up. It just happens. You get under so much pressure, and especially this guy had been under pressure for minute after minute, coming from this side and just losing everything. So, can't really give him
Yeah,
a
and
hard
when
time for
yeah,
that.
and when you lose a fight as bad as he did with those Gatlings, like he couldn't really help it. It was just the wrong combination. But uh, it's so depressing that I suppose that was like already the end of the game, and that's like where he lost his mind
Hmm.
a little bit. Yeah, you can see his eco was actually quite a bit behind it, but both teams kind of on par on eco.
Right. Again, yeah, Ottoman eventually is able to overtake the eco of the United States, mainly through all the kills. I mean, United States again
Yeah,
under a lot of pressure there. Wow, Canadian, what a boom!
and
That's the power of Japan, especially in teams.
Japan
124.
is such a strong city. Yeah.
It is, and he did the perfect thing, even though he may have been probably cussing at his ally.
I know he played well. He played well,
Yeah.
and this is one thing. Like some civs can kind of 2v1 for a little while, and he didn't really have to because Tomo was back in the game, you know, quickly enough. But when you look at the mass he had, it was he would have been capable to just 2v1 these guys just because Spain's mass. Well, I think Spain was still in a boom
Hmm.
mode. As opposed to I don't think he was alarmed enough by what was happening in the beginning, and then yeah, maybe he underestimated it a little
I,
bit.
I think so. Like a more classic Spain with like some Lancers, and then pivoted into a bit of a boom with Marvelous Year or going H4. I think would have been the appropriate. But hindsight's always 2020. And again,
Oh,
I
he
think
did
Cow
go H4.
Enjoyer often plays with random. So the
Yeah,
communication breakdown or lack the ability to coordinate is a huge deal in
it's
team
very
games.
well possible that this other player didn't actually speak English and they weren't able to
Mm,
coordinate very well. That's absolutely possible. Yes.
exactly. That being said, though, we got to give credit when credit's due. Good job for Elmo and Canadian, not only hanging it in, but really showcasing an underutilized unit from the Ottoman arsenal. That's right, to all you Ottoman fans, there's another unit, and to all of your Ottoman victims, there's even more abuse. It's not just the abuse gunners. Um,
Yeah.
but truly, such a fun unit, such a cool unit. What a fun game. That was exciting to cast. Like I said, it was different than like your more standard meta, what we would showcase usually here. And again, Canadian Elmo showing that they can come back from a really rough start, about as rough as one as you can imagine without someone disconnecting.
Yeah.
Any final thoughts?
Fortunately, he played Ottomans.
Yeah, yeah. Thank God for free TC. It's not often in the early game you're thankful for that slow villager production, but yeah, I think with that, McCleves, any final thoughts before we wrap this up?
No, no, just well played to all players. It's really nice.
Yeah, beautiful game, some beautiful people, and a beautiful day. I hope everyone that watches, thanks for hanging in there with us. We appreciate all the feedback and content and communication, and look forward. We do have a 2v2 tournament coming up here in the upcoming weeks, so right now we're just trying to cast basically all sorts of stuff for fun. So if you guys have anything, and again, we cast a variety of elos, a variety of formats. We just want to showcase fun stuff and the average Joe having a good time. So hope you all have a
Yeah.
good evening and see you on the next one.